Hey, what's up everyone? This is Cameron Carver, CCLCC Gamer, bringing you another video. And today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about some very crazy stuff that they revealed at CinemaCon lately. If you're not sure what CinemaCon is, it's a bit like Comic-Con or D23, where these studios come together to reveal these big projects that they're going to be working on. And they have been showing some really awesome and crazy stuff. So today I'm going to be walking through you guys some of the things that they've shown during CinemaCon. So first off, I want to talk about the stuff Warner Brothers talked about. They've shown some behind the scenes of films like the new Wonka movie, where Timothée Chalamet is going to be playing Willy Wonka, a younger version of Wonka, that is, and shown some behind the scenes of the filming there. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the Wonka movies, so I may not see that movie, but it does look a bit interesting to see an origin story of Wonka. There is also the Flash movie, where they've shown the second trailer for it. And I'm gonna tell you, seeing the trailer, I am so down for the Flash movie, because you see Ezra Miller being back as the Flash in two different versions of him. You see a Supergirl, which will be pretty cool to see. And also the return of Michael Keaton as Batman, which has got me the most excited for. They've also shown some behind the scenes for part 2 of Dune. Now, I'm not a big fan of Dune. I don't really know much about the story. I have seen the first movie. I thought it was pretty good, so I would be down to see the second film, but I wouldn't say it's one of my top favorite movies to see. Now I want to talk to you guys about Sony. Now, most of the films that they've shown in there didn't really surprise me all that much, but they did show some very cool stuff for both Across the Spider-Verse and the upcoming Kraven the Hunter movie. For Across the Spider-Verse, they've shown the first 14 minutes of the movie, and the way how people are describing what they've seen, it does look a bit emotional, where Miles and Gwen meet up again after the events of Into the Spider-Verse, and Gwen telling him that they can't really be together, because in every universe, Gwen falls in love with Spider-Man, and at the end, things don't go all that well for both of them. So I'm very interested to see where Across the Spider-Verse takes Miles and Gwen in this. And, like I mentioned earlier, Kraven the Hunter, they're going to be bringing him into the Sony universe for his own solo movie. And the craziest thing happened, bear with me here, they are making Kraven the Hunter Sony's first rated R movie. Rated R, can you believe that? And based from the scenes that they've shown at CinemaCon, it does seem why they would be rated R. He's like stabbing people, he's using bear traps, and he acts all animal and bites something off of someone. I can't remember what, but he goes all animal and just bites a thing off and spits it out, which is also a good way of making it rated R. And Kraven the Hunter is going to be played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, who you may know is like Quicksilver from like Age of Ultron. He's going to be playing the role of Kraven the Hunter. And also, they've also shown that another Spider-Man villain is going to be part of that movie. It's Alexei Saksevich, aka the Rhino. Which is very crazy how they're putting another villain into this movie and not actually like showing something for Spider-Man, which is like got us all confused. Is this gonna be like related to like Tom Holland's universe, or is it gonna be bringing us back to like Toby or Andrew's universe? If they do decide to make this connected to Andrew's universe, this is a good way to get him back up as Spider-Man, and possibly have him in a third movie, which we've wanted. And I'm pretty excited to see where this Craven takes up at the end, especially with so many other Sony movies of Marvel coming out in the next couple of years. Now, for Disney, they didn't really show much new stuff. They've been talking about a lot of the things that they've already been revealed online, like some behind the scenes of like the newest Pixar film, Elemental, and like an extended clip of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is coming out in May. I'm very excited for that. But they've also shown some behind the scenes for like Alien, a new version of Alien, which I'm not a big fan of, but I have played Alien in like Mortal Kombat X, so I know how violent Alien could be. Especially since Disney bought up 20th Century Fox, which is now 20th Century Studio. It seems like Disney has been pushing themselves a lot to like try to build themselves up to like what Illumination is. And speaking of Illumination, I want to talk to you guys about the stuff they've shown in Universal. Of course, Illumination did talk about their big success with the Super Mario Brothers movie, which I think deserves so much credit because they put so much work into making this movie. And plus, each actor making the movie so good with each of the characters. It's gonna be so good to see their next film, Migration, with a family of ducks who has a dad who is a bit scared of what's beyond the land of the lake, and the wife is a bit more of the person who wants to leave the lake and see what the world is like. Also, during the Universal one, they did talk about DreamWorks a little bit, since Universal and DreamWorks are now working together to make films. They had Jack Black come on stage, one of my favorite actors, to talk about the fourth Kung Fu Panda movie, which is set to be released next year, 2024, on March 8th. And they did give some story and symbiosis of this movie, and I think this is gonna be one of the greatest DreamWorks movies ever. The story is Poe thinking of retiring as the Dragon Warrior and trying to find someone new to replace him. And so he leaves the Jade Palace and the Valley of Peace to go into the big city to try to find someone who can be worthy enough to fill the role of the Dragon Warrior. And while he's on his journey to find his next heir, he runs into his new arch-nemesis, the Chameleon, and they also stated that he has the power to bring back the villains of Poe's past. So yeah, that means Tai Lung, Lord Shen, and Kai from all three other films. They actually could be returning for this fourth film, which is a bit like what No Way Home did. They're kind of taking on that key from there. If they actually bring all three villains back, I am so down to see this, because I've been a fan of Jack Black and Kung Fu Panda ever since they both came together in 2008. And to actually hear that all of their past villains are going to be returning, this is going to be one heck of a movie. So that's all the crazy stuff that I like and that they've shown in CinemaCon so far. And comment down below what you think of the ones that I mentioned. And check out some other channels. They've been talking about some of the other stuff that they've shown in CinemaCon for all of these things. And don't miss the new trailer for Transformers Rise of the Beasts that just came out early today. And I will see you guys later. Alright, see you guys.